It always clears up a little bit when I press record. So, this is The Wire. We're on season 3 now, and this is episode 1. Um, Gotta put my thoughts together here. So, season 2 was not a bad season, but my suspicions and thoughts on it were confirmed with the first episode of season 3. Uh, yeah, how was I going to... I forgot how I was going to phrase this. I thought how I was going to phrase this, but I forgot that quick. Um, Episode 1 in season 3 is better of the entirety of season 2. Not saying season 2 was bad, but I feel like it was no more than a celebrations of sort, like a victory lap, let off the gas pedal. We've already got this in the bag type thing going on. I think they took subject matter or a topic that's been pretty much beat to death. They took that, which was mob and the ports and unions and all that jazz, and a little bit of drugs here and there, and trafficking or whatever. They took all that, repackaged it, and put a different name on it, and created a whole season. I know that to be a fact. Well, now I should say I don't know it to be a fact, but I feel that strongly because of the amount of detail that mysteriously came back and how is enticing a good word? How much I was interested in this new season off one episode. Like the level of attention is definitely went up. So anyway, now let me try and do an overview of this episode. And I got some decent news. I finally got the name of these two characters that are working on the police side. So there's Ellis and Herc. Now these two guys are the ones that I've mentioned in several episodes who are taking money from the certain bust and swindling in the system here and there and basically trying to get over. These two guys finally got their names. Okay, so you've got Ellis, Hurt, Kima, McNutty. You got the lieutenant. You got I think his name is Daniels, another older guy. And you got Bonk, who is McNulty's partner in homicide. So you got all those guys on that one crew. Oh, I forget the. God damn, I had to get his name too. It's another character, guy who was a fuck up in the first season. Turned out to be a decent cop. So you got him, right? Okay. Hopefully you can't hear those sirens in the background, but I can hear them. Oh, something must have happened just right there by the store. Oh, that's odd. That sounded like an ambulance or EMT, not necessarily the police or the sheriff or the fire department. Anyway, it's a shame, isn't it? I could tell between the responders based on the sound of the sirens. That's a shame, I think. Anyway, let me see here. Where's I going with this? Okay, so this episode, what? So many things I could do. Okay, first I want to talk about Ellis. This is the one of the police officers. Um, he he's they're chasing down. It's business as usual, basically, right? So they're still trying to get down this Barksdale organization. You know, there's different players involved, and they're targeting the guys across the city. They're cross city rivals or whatever. Even though they did work together in the last season, whatever. Anyway, so it's business as usual, and basically it's a decoy. Kid starts running, and they think he has the package or the stash or whatever, but he winds up not having nothing. He's decoy. But there's a scene when Ellis is basically, excuse me, sticking on his soapbox. He's on top of a police car, and he's giving one of the most like strongly worded, welly acted uh, speeches about this kid. Like, man, we're gonna get you. To sum it up. We're gonna get you. We're not gonna allow you to get away. And if you do get away, we're still gonna get you, and that's just gonna make we're gonna beat you longer. So like I'm gonna he said something like so even if you do get away, when we catch you, we're gonna beat you longer than you beat your dick or something like that. And I'm just like, but the whole delivery of that was amazing. Okay. Now what you got? We have interjection of two new characters. One guy played in Game of Thrones. I looked him up. I didn't get the actor's name, and I also didn't see any movie that I had seen him in other than Game of Thrones. I feel like I saw him in something. I just can't pinpoint where I saw him. He's a British actor, but of course he's in a lot of American TV shows and movies or whatever. I'm interested to see what his character is going to be up to. Also, there's a character who's just gotten out of prison. I'm interested to see him. He's already uh, painting himself as a character that's super quiet. I mean, really quiet. Uh, which, if you grew up in the hood, you don't mess with the quiet ones. Oh, he's quiet. He's a pushover. No, you don't do that. Just because a lot of times, just because he's quiet doesn't mean he's docile, or even if she doesn't mean she's docile or innocent or incapable of committing horrendous acts of violence. Don't underestimate anybody just because they're quiet. Um, what else? Damn, I'm all over the place with this. Yeah, let me see here. I guess I can start on the police. So, oh man, I have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this episode again, and on my spare time, right, take some notes on this one because it gives a breakdown of, at least as far as the police are concerned, it gives I think this is the first episode that gives you a full breakdown of where everybody stands in there, because we've been introduced to certain characters throughout these last two seasons, and it kind of been given a title, but that title doesn't necessarily hold any weight because you don't know where they fit inside the scheme of things. And for some reason, they decided to not necessarily unveil, but uh, give you a glimpse into where all these individuals stand as far as the police force is concerned. And you see from the top on down who's who and where they are and who is the boss and who's not. And you also, I think, sometime during this episode, if it wasn't the end of the episode, you get a look at exactly how shit rolls downhill. You see the head guy being chastised by some other individual, that new one of the new characters. You see him being well, not chastised. That's the wrong word. You see him basically. He's giving him a hard time, and you see him basically crawling to the mayor, who's basically over him, uh, to whine about the situation. But the mayor comes back with a mayor and I guess in his advisor or something. They come back with some odd stuff about numbers and homicide rate, like some baloney about keeping the homicides down. There's no way they can control that. Knowing there's no way to control that, he comes back and he orders everybody to try and keep homicides down, and he threatens them with losing their job. Like all this weird stuff that's happening. But there's of course there's a parallel with this to. I'm only going to compare it to stuff that I've been through. Of course, makes sense, right? So there's a parallel from that to working on a regular job. Like if, for instance, just hypothetically, for instance, if there's a quota that needs to be made, there's an imaginary number, 803. Let's say that there's 803 items that need to be produced or whatever, and the boss wants that for whatever reason. That may be coming bad, maybe coming good, whatever. He tells the guy beneath him. He goes to the guys that are beneath him and says something to we need 803, whatever. And then from those guys, it goes down to, I guess, like the supervisors or whatever, and then it goes down to like the workers themselves, and it's the same thing. Hey, we need 803. I don't care how you get it. By the time it gets down to the little guy, it's like you're gonna have to give me 803 or XYZ is gonna happen, and it's usually multiple things. It's not just one. But anyway, I got a little bit off into got a little bit off into my personal life here. So you've got that going on with the police department. Of course, thankfully, this special unit is still created. I just named all of them. You got Kima and McNutty. You've got Ellis. You got Herc. You got the lieutenant. You got old boy. You got all these characters who are still together, which I can't enjoy more. I've come to enjoy these characters for the last 2 seasons that I've watched. Okay, so you got them. What else happened this episode? There's a lot of stuff bubbling up and happening, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen this season. This probably wasn't one of my better reaction videos, but stay tuned. Going to be doing another video on season 3, of course. I'm also still doing The Mandalorian, and I've just picked back up with Futurama, and I think I'm going to be doing another movie soon. So